Mandi calls out Danny from the stop for breaking up her podcast.
Danny, you are the reason there is some confusion here. The tweets that I read earlier, Danny from the stop chose to take those tweets that I tweeted on March 9th. March 9th was the week of her bachelorette party. And though I spoke about it being debilitating for me, I did not speak at all about Bridget. I have not at all defamed or came at Bridget and her character. Danny from the stop chose to make a video. And literally the headline was, "Is Bridget Kelly lazy?" So when Imani was at my studio, because again, shout out to Imani, another one of the JBP members, that's my friend. Imani FaceTimes me and is like, "Yo, I'm at your studio about to do the stop." Danny comes out the bathroom and I'm like, "Yo, Danny, I did not bring up Bridget. Why did you do that on the stop?" Danny's exact response was, "Man, all I did was pose a question." Danny, you knew what you was doing, because I didn't even speak on her name at all. You see how Danny being petty? There was a question mark, beloved. Yeah, but you out here making it seem like I said that. All I said was I was tired. You took it as, so if Mandi was so tired, does that mean her co-host was lazy? Yeah, you knew what you was doing with your petty ass.
That's right. On the recent Instagram Live, Mandi took issue with the coverage I've been doing of her podcast, See the Thing Is Breaking Up. For those of you that don't know, Mandi and Bridget are going through a big podcast breakup. One that is involving defamation, people shooting at each other, accusations of laziness. However, Mandi seemed to take issues with the insinuation that I made that she was calling Bridget lazy. So let's get into that. I gotta say, I think Mandi's a bit off in this case, largely because, you know what, man, you was calling her lazy. You may not have used those words exactly, but it was just a question I posed as a result of your constant verbiage being that, you felt like this show was debilitating.
She showed up late. She showed up an hour and a half late to our very first live show in LA because she said she had the bubble guts and her stomach hurt. She showed up late to our show in Atlanta because of traffic. She then showed up an hour and a half late to our sold out live show in New York City because of her hair. Her hair girl came late. Which left me to literally set up the entire stage, lighting, sound check, and literally communicate everything to the venues before she even got there. She wanted to be paid as a business owner and partner instead of the talent that she was. She was talent.
You had to do so much back-end stuff. And that kind of lends credence to my question that you thought Bridget was lazy. On top of that, in the Instagram Live, you outlined several reasons that you believed you felt so overworked. She had bad Wi-Fi. She couldn't upload the show. She had the bubble guts, so she came late to a tour show. She couldn't book any people for your sleeper segment. What's it called? Freshly Squeezed? And I'm sorry, but I'm just right. And on top of this, Mandi even goes into a situation that occurred at her studios, Full Court, where, Mandi confronted me over FaceTime when she was speaking to Imani and said, "Why did you title the video that way? Why? I didn't call Bridget lazy. Why would you do that?" And she is right. I did say I asked a question, and I did. And I think the question was worth asking because of the way you were speaking about Bridget. Now, the reason why I think this breakup is so crazy for Mandi is that when she first started the show, when she first started See the Thing Is, she would often talk about how close she was to Bridget and how much that was in such stark contrast to her dynamic with Weezy at the time. You gotta remember, when See the Thing Is starts, Bridget is the new toy for Mandi. And Mandi and Weezy are in a bad state. So when See the Thing Is launches, Mandi is flaunting. Mandi is talking about how great Bridget is. And just a few short years later, now the Uno reverse has been done. Now we have Mandi reversing course and saying that the business wasn't straight and that Bridget may have been taking advantage of the friendship. All you gotta do is look at Bridget's response to Mandi. She said she prioritized the friendship because she thought it would lead to better business. And Bridget believes Mandi prioritized the business because it would lead to better business. Crazy stuff. And if you watch, See the Thing Is, I don't watch every episode, but there were a few moments of truth. There was one time Bridget said on the show, Mandi has the ability to cut people off, to just basically throw them out. It was as if she was describing some type of serial killer who just at one moment said somebody needs to go. Could the person that Mandi decided to cut off be Bridget? Something we got to talk about. Something we got to analyze. This also presents complications for me. I record at Mandi's studio. I still hope to. I still want to do a weekly podcast coming in the future called The Stop. Keep it real simple. And a story that happened at her studio was used for content on Instagram Live. This puts me in a dangerous position, y'all. I am the man who built Studio B at Full Court. It was me. Nobody else uses it. It's the house that Danny built. Now, I'm not bragging. The reason I don't think people use that studio is because the AC is so damn low. Rory was about to pass out. That's how hot it was. Y'all saying Rory looks old. Rory was sweating. I was sweating. I had a beanie on. I had a hoodie on. I had sunglasses on. I had Jordans on. Fix the studio, Mandi. Put some AC in that joint. I was burning up. I need to be properly conditioned in order to turn up. All right, y'all, that's my video for today. But I ask all of you in the comments, does Mandi have a point? Have I led to the end of See the Thing Is? Or am I being scapegoated? That's a question I feel we have to ask. Because I feel like podcasters are going to start to use me as the reason their podcast ended. They're going to start to blame the bloggers. This is something you see in battle rap as well, where somebody chokes or somebody has a bad event, they blame the bloggers. You know, they blame Chris Unbiased, they blame Angry Fan. Now I've arrived to that place where people are going to start accusing me of sowing discord in podcast. But I must say, I just react to what y'all put out there. And I've been noticing what you've been saying about Bridget for quite some time, man. You've been laying the seeds, the nasty seeds. Oh, and I got to give it to you, that Instagram Live. Ooh, it was good stuff. It was like episode 437, but with actual receipts. You know, Joe Budden, when he did episode 437, not much receipts, just a lot of performing. Great performance. Often rewatch that episode. You even see Mandi and Joe almost sound exactly alike. It's so creepy. This whole Instagram Live was very interesting. I mean, it was, Mandi said she had been in contact with Joe about the end of See the Thing Is. And now you can kind of see why Joe was saying that there was some podcasts breaking up or why there was some things going on, because he knew. A lot of y'all people say Joe be knowing, Joe be right. Well, Joe has inside information that he positions as some type of genius oversight. Like he just could see everything. He one eye like CBS. But there'll be more podcasts to break up in 2024. and I'll be covering them. So like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.